My name is Lisa, and I'm a working housewife. I live peacefully with my husband, Marco. On this day,
Hmm.
what should we have for dinner tonight?
What's up? Can't decide on dinner?
Yeah, I'm thinking of making a pork dish for the main course. But I can't settle on which recipe to use.
I see, pork, huh? How about pork cutlets?
The pork I'm planning to use today is belly meat. So pork cutlets might not be the best fit.
Ah, belly meat, huh? Then I can only think of maybe a stir fry.
Right. Oh, by the way, Marco, do you like soft and juicy pork cutlets?
Well, if there's a pork cutlet like that, I'd love to try it.
I was thinking of frying small chunks of this belly meat. What do you think?
Oh, that sounds delicious. Let's go with that.
Great, I'll get started on it right away. Our days went on ordinarily like this. Then, one day, Marco mentioned he had something to discuss.
Hey Lisa, I need to talk to you about something.
What's wrong? You look serious. Did something happen?
Actually, it seems that my mom collapsed and was hospitalized.
What? Your mom collapsed? What on earth happened?
Well, it looks like she had a heat stroke. But after some tests, they found that some of her internal organs aren't in good shape either.
Oh no. To be hospitalized for that, it must be serious. Internal organs? Do you know specifically which ones?
Ah, I'll be finding that out shortly.
I see. We should visit her soon. Being alone can be tough on her.
No, I don't want to trouble you. I'll handle the visits and communication.
But I'm worried too.
I'll let Mom know you're concerned. Just leave this to me. Oh, and she might find it burdensome, so please refrain from contacting her directly.
All right. If you say so. I was worried about my mother-in-law. But with Marco insisting that I neither visit nor contact her, I felt uneasy. Since that day, Marco began visiting her almost daily. This went on for some time, and then one day,
All right, I'm off to see Mom again.
I hope she gets better soon.
Yeah, I'm praying for that too.
Please give her my regards.
I will. She was happy to hear that you're worried about her. Well then.
Take care. Today, Marco went to visit mother-in-law at the hospital again. I had heard her condition was worsening, and I was deeply concerned. A few hours later, the doorbell rang, and when I answered the door,
Oh, Lisa dear, I'm sorry for the surprise visit. I just happened to be in the neighborhood and thought I'd stop by.
"Oh, mother-in-law. Wait, seriously, why? Could it be? Oh, you have both legs. Why?"
What's wrong, Lisa? You look like you've seen a ghost.
"Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that." "What?" There she stood, the supposedly hospitalized mother-in-law. Although her presence took me aback, I was relieved to see she was well. However, if mother-in-law wasn't in the hospital, where could Marco have been going every day? After calming myself, I decided to call Marco. "Hey, Marco?
What? Is something wrong?
Where are you right now?"
Huh. I'm at the hospital with my mom, where else? I told you I was visiting her, remember? You even saw me off. Did you forget?
"So, is your mom with you right now?" "I'm worried about her and wanted to talk to her briefly. Could you let her speak?"
She just went for some tests, so she won't be back for about 30 minutes.
"I see. Then I'll try again in 30 minutes.
Look, didn't I tell you? I'll handle everything regarding my mom. You don't need to worry or intervene, okay? You're being persistent.
It's just that.
It's not just that. My mom's current state means that calls and visits from others are burdensome for her. If you really care about her, wouldn't it be normal to be considerate and refrain?
Well, that might be true, but
Look, please don't call me while I'm visiting her. And just so you know, my mom's condition might worsen tonight. So, I apologize for leaving you alone, but I'll be staying at my parents' house tonight. Please take care of things at home.
Unbeknownst to Marco, mother-in-law had overheard his end of the phone call. After a quick discussion with mother-in-law, we decided to put a plan into motion. The following night, my smartphone rang.
Hey Lisa, what the hell is going on?
What do you mean? It's really late.
That's not what I'm asking. When I got home, you were gone. And not just that, all of your stuff is missing too.
Well, I moved to our new home, so naturally, my stuff isn't here anymore.
What? Moved? What are you thinking?
What do you mean? I'm just visiting my in-laws' house to give my greetings.
You're at your parents' house. That's not what I meant. Forget it. I'm coming to get you. Just wait there.
Marco hastily hung up the phone, sounding frantic. 30 minutes later.
Lisa! Are you here? Lisa!
Oh, welcome back. It took you a while.
Why are you so relaxed? And why the heck are you at your parents' house?
I told you, I'm here for the moving-in greetings. Don't you remember?
I have no idea what you're talking about. You just sulked because I wasn't there, right? And then you went and moved all your stuff? Come on, stop sulking and let's go home.
Lisa is an important part of this family. Why would we hand her over to someone like you?
Wah! Mom, you're here!
Of course I am. It's my own house, after all.
Now, Marco, here's a question for you. Why do you think your supposedly hospitalized mother and I are together right now?
Why would you be?
The correct answer is because I already know about all the lies you've been telling.
Wah! Lies?
You've been lying about your mother being in the hospital. And you've been cheating on me all this while, haven't you?
Wah! That's ridiculous. Why would you suddenly accuse me of that?
Oh, so you're denying it? Well then, here's another question. Where have you been from yesterday until now?
Like I said, I was at the hospital.
Sorry, that's the wrong answer.
When Lisa called you yesterday, I was right next to her. Your lies won't work on us.
So, Marco, would you like to answer again?
I wasn't lying. It's just, not the hospital. What I mean is.
Thinking that his mother-in-law wasn't at her home due to my attitude, Marco was unable to hide his shock when she appeared. Still, he refused to admit to the affair, so... Sorry, time's up. The correct answer is...
You were having an overnight affair, weren't you? And lied about staying at your family's house. Since when did your family's house become a hotel?
I told you, I didn't have an affair.
Still denying it. Look, we have these incriminating photos.
Your family's house looks like a castle. I had no idea.
What? What are these? Why do you have these?
When you ask what something is, I have to answer, don't I? Listen, Marco, we got those because we urgently hired a top-notch detective.
Jeez! Bro! Why are you here?
Always asking why. Can't you think for yourself for once?
Think for myself. No! I don't want to think.
All right then, I'll spell it out for you. I came here because Lisa and Mom consulted me about this matter. How could you say something so unlucky like Mom being hospitalized?
I'm perfectly healthy. Declaring me critically ill like that. Today, I even devoured Lisa's katsudon.
It was really delicious. Please make it again.
I'm glad both of you enjoyed it.
And with such a wonderful daughter-in-law, you dare have an affair. What a joke.
With the mother-in-law's stern reprimand, Marco seemed to give up on his deception.
All right, I get it. You want me to admit it, right? Yes, I lied and have been cheating all this time. They're happy?
Don't mock us. What's with that attitude?
You were so persistent about wanting me to admit it, so I did. I should be thanked.
Have you sunk that low?
Marco. I can't trust you anymore.
Yeah, I figured.
I'm divorcing you, and I'll sue you for emotional damages because of this.
Ha! Emotional damages? Why is that?
Isn't it obvious? Because you betrayed Lisa. And let me tell you, you have no right to refuse. Also, Lisa, let's also claim damages from the woman he cheated with.
Additionally, I disown you. Never show your face here again.
Hey! What's the big idea? Why do I deserve all this? It's Lisa's fault for not being attractive enough to keep me from cheating.
Oh, really? Sorry about that. Why not marry the woman you had an affair with after we split?
Are you insane? She was just a fling. Of course, the criteria for choosing a partner is different from a fling. Only Lisa can be my partner.
Don't kid around. All you do is think of yourself without considering Lisa's feelings. Lisa is too good for someone like you.
I'm sorry, Lisa. My brother turned out to be a jerk. I have a friend who's a great lawyer. I'll introduce you to him soon.
Thank you, Noah, and mother-in-law.
It's no trouble. Anything for my dear daughter.
Hey, what's with this cozy atmosphere? What about your cute son over here, huh? You don't care about me?
Upon seeing Marco appear annoyed that my family was on my side, he said. As soon as mother-in-law heard those words, she looked as fierce as a demon.
What makes you think he's a cute son? Don't talk nonsense. You're disowned. You're no child of mine. Leave this house at once.
Wait, weren't you joking about what you said earlier?
Don't you get it yet? Did you think someone wouldn't get angry after being used just for an affair? Using family as an excuse for such a heinous act is simply unthinkable.
Whoa, heinous? That's a bit harsh, isn't it? There are white lies in the world told so as not to hurt someone's feelings. And just because I used it doesn't mean you should get this mad, right?
Stop making excuses. Your lies were always for your own benefit. Don't try to sugarcoat it with sweet words.
So what should I have done? Should I have told Lisa I couldn't see her as a woman? I could never say something so cruel. That's why I held back and tried so hard to keep it a secret.
Are you kidding me? That's no excuse for having an affair. It's all about you, isn't it? I despise that.
Despise? Really?
Why act so shocked now? It's okay, now. We'll lead separate lives from now on. So, please fill out this paper.
This paper, is it, a divorce form? And it's already filled out on Lisa's part.
Also, we decided to sell the house you're living in. Pack your stuff quickly.
Sell it? Why would you sell that house?
Did you forget? The house is in my name. I can do whatever I want with it. I don't have a house just to lend to outsiders.
Marco, now faced with a divorce form and being told to leave the house, probably realized he was in deep trouble.
Wait! Give me some time. All of this is so sudden, I can't process what's happening. Let's take a break and talk about this later, okay?
I don't want to talk to someone who won't apologize or show remorse.
Besides, why should we consider the feelings of the one at fault?
At fault, even if that's the case, can't you show a little kindness?
Didn't I ask you at the beginning? If you had been honest then, things might have been different. But instead, you became defiant. There's no room for sympathy.
Don't rush to conclusions. I apologize for everything. I was too careless. I won't do it again. Please, give me another chance. I'm begging you.
All right, Marco, can you promise me one thing?
Well, what? I'll promise anything.
Can you fill out the divorce form right here and now? Oh, and don't try to find out where I'm moving to, okay?
What? How is that a chance?
If you agree to the divorce, she means she won't interfere in your next phase of life. That's good news, right? You won't get exposed at work.
Live your second life without us.
Also, don't come back to this house. If you do, we'll report you.
Report? Second life? Hold on. This is too much.
The one who suffered unfairly was me.
Now get out of this house.
Pack your things quickly.
This can't be. Is this really the end?
No, your new life starts now. I hope it's wonderful. Goodbye. Forever.
All of this, in just a few minutes, I've lost everything?
After saying that, Marco dejectedly filled out the divorce papers and left the scene. Afterwards, I divorced Marco and, based on Noah's recommendation, consulted a lawyer. I demanded alimony from Marco. Marco hastily gathered his savings and managed to pay the full amount. However, after that, Marco lived his days without spirit or vigor, eventually losing his job due to his poor work attitude and getting dumped by the woman he had an affair with. Thus, having lost everything, Marco was reduced to leading a dismal second life, shuttling between a cheap apartment and a new part-time job he found. As for me,
Wow, Lisa, your cooking really is delicious.
thank you.
Really, it would have been great if you had stayed with us, Lisa.
Oh, I couldn't possibly impose like that.
Not at all. We'd warmly welcome you.
Aren't you still unaccustomed to living alone? You're always welcome here.
Thank you. Then, I'll occasionally come and visit.
Anytime. Speaking of which, how about tomorrow? I'll bring some fine wine that goes well with your cooking.
Noah, it sounds like you're only interested in Lisa's cooking.
What? Then, I'll cook something for you tomorrow.
Lisa, he'll probably just serve fried rice, so don't feel obligated to come.
I can make omores too.
Which is just an omelet on top of fried rice, right?
I'm looking forward to it then. Since then, I occasionally visited mother-in-law's house. Initially, I visited due to mother-in-law's strong insistence, but over time, I started visiting of my own accord. Mother-in-law's claim that she thinks of me as her own daughter seems to be genuine. I genuinely feel her maternal affection. Noah, too, with his peculiarly high spirits, warmly welcomes me. I truly feel fortunate to have met such wonderful people. Surrounded by people who kindly accept me, I continue to enjoy every blissful moment. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel for more great content. Just click on the subscribe button below, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload a new video. See you in the next one.